They say you get 1 year wiser on your birthday. I spent mine on the side of a highway.
لك هذا لك والع من تقول كيف هذا؟
A few moments later.
I think one of the biggest lies ambitious people believe is that control equals safety. And so if I work hard enough, if I plan enough, if I strategize enough, then nothing can go wrong. Which is ironic because my entire career is built around strategy. My job is literally to predict outcomes, mitigate risk. But the cold hard truth is life does not care about your deck. The highway doesn't care about your deck. The highway doesn't care about who you are. It doesn't care about your plans, your birthday, your ambitions, your dreams. Sometimes things just break. And maybe maturity is realizing you were never fully in control in the first place. You were just temporarily comfortable. So my question to you is, who are you when you're sitting in the passenger seat of a tow truck? Still calm, still respectful, still yourself? Because I'll tell you why. Because at some point, it stops being about the situation itself and starts becoming a reflection of who you truly are. Like when that happened to me yesterday, I looked at this entire situation from a bird's eye view and I made sure that I was in control of it. It was definitely the worst time for something like this to happen, not because it's my birthday, but just because I didn't plan for something to happen at this point in my life, which goes back to what we were just saying. Control does not equal safety, right? I made sure to keep my shit together. I made sure to take the right decisions. I made sure to do what I needed to do. And yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard on all of us when things like this happen. You know, eventually, like when your birthday comes around and it's time for you to celebrate and that sort of thing, the reason why there's a big difference between your birthday when you're young and your birthday as an adult is because it's a whole different world and level of responsibility that comes with age. You start realizing that life isn't really about controlling everything. It challenges you and it asks, who are you becoming when you can't control everything? So maybe the goal was never control in the first place, but composure. So going back to the tow truck driver from earlier, it was obvious that this tow truck driver was having a worse day than I was, right? And that kind of stayed with me because when something happens to you, right, your focus kind of goes inward and you think about your problems, your inconvenience, your stress. But sometimes all it takes is to look up for 1 second and you realize that other people might even have it way worse than you do. So I invited him for coffee, not because I had a certain strategy, not because I wanted to look good, but it just felt human, right? It felt like the right thing to do. Especially today, everybody's building systems, building audiences, building brands, trying to optimize everything. But when your system fails, when the car breaks down, when the plans collapse, your ability to connect with another human being is the only thing that matters. I think that's the real brand equity, not the logo, not the image, not the color palette, not the social media, not the positioning, and I think Gary Vee in particular, one of my childhood idols, will be very proud of me for saying this, but it's about the empathy. It's about the presence. It's about the humanity. And anyways, y'all know this, like people do business with people they like. So you got to be someone that has values and has morals and has standards and has that kind of like, the perfect Arabic word for this feeling is called haniyya. right? You gotta kind of like connect with other people on that level. So maybe birthdays aren't really about achievements. Maybe they're about the people you helped along the way, conversations you had, the moments you slowed down enough to notice someone else. Because at the end of the day, no one really remembers your strategy deck. What they remember is how you made them feel. You know, the car breaking down made me realize that sometimes you need the engine to start thumping and struggling before you realize that something deeper is wrong. I think a lot of us continue driving versions of ourselves that expired years ago. We carry the same fears, the same habits, the same emotional patterns into every new year of our lives. The only difference is we learn how to package ourselves better. Better branding, better packaging, better logo, better positioning, better messaging. But underneath it all, is the engine still struggling? If you're enjoying this content, I encourage you to leave a like or leave a comment if you've resonated, subscribe to follow along the journey, and be sure to watch this video. See you in the next one.